Hey guys, it's CJ here, continuing my series of taking a look at the different loadouts we can make by using the same item qualities. We've had a look in the past at things like collectors and vintage and genuines. I've been taking on suggestions of different things to do. And of course, something that has been happening in the past couple of years is the addition of the grades of the different items, starting from mercenary, moving up to commando, and all the way up to the top to the red ones, which are known as elites. And as you can see here are some of the cosmetics you can get. These are Halloween ones from the past couple of years, and of course this also transfers over to weapons as well. We can get different kinds of weapons, generally from crates or from contracts, and again there can be elite weapons there as well. So I thought what I would do is start off with something that has been highly requested, and that's to see if we can do elite loadouts on all of the classes. Now there aren't that many elite weapons or cosmetics, so I've been trying to mix and match and see what I can do with the loadouts, okay? Now, I did record a previous version of this video a couple of weeks ago. This was before Halloween, and I did record it with in the back of my mind thinking that the new Halloween update might bring out some more elite things, more elite cosmetics into the game, which may be able to alternate some of the loadouts. So I did actually record a previous one. I was going to release it. I hesitated, and I'm glad I did, because Halloween did bring in out a couple more elite cosmetics. But I'll stop talking now. Basically, we're going to see all of the elite items in the game regardless, and we'll see what classes they can go on. So we're going to start off with the scout. Okay, now the scout actually has loads. It has loads, and you can actually almost have a full loadout if you take a look at it. We've got the Killer Bee Scattergun. Okay, that's from the Warbird collection. It's one of the few elite grade weapons, and that's the only one that you can have here. And then we've got the Red Rock Roscoe. This is a pistol. This is from the Concealed Killer collection. We're going to see this again later on. And we've got the only elite melee in the game, okay? This is why the scout can actually have a full elite grade weapon loadout unlike any other class, and that's because of the Bat Saber. The Bat Saber came out on the Confidential collection case, which was obviously during the Invasion update. As you can see, mine is a strange version. You can get regular versions and the strange versions. And yeah, it's the only melee weapon of elite grade available in the game. So that's why the scout can have this nifty all elite weapon loadout. Moving on to the cosmetics, I've gone for the Bedouin, I think it's pronounced, bandana, which is this kind of cloth going around the head, which comes from the Mayflower Cosmetics collection. And I've gone with the Catastrophic Companions. Okay, it's come from the Gargoyle collection, which was the Halloween cases from 2015. And they're just the cats that go across the body. And the thing about the Catastrophic Companions is that depending on what class you wear them on, the cats actually appear on different parts of the body, which I think is pretty cool. So that's the loadout for the scout. We can't actually have anything else. If we have a look on the available items and I type in elite, there aren't actually any other any other cosmetics you can wear with the scout. This is mostly because a lot of the elite grade hats and cosmetics are all class, so you can basically mix and match. But I've gone with the bandana because it's the scout one. We're going to move on to the soldier now. Now the soldier doesn't have that very many options. It has the sand cannon, which is again from the Concealed Killer collection, and it is this kind of this sandy looking rocket launcher, which is pretty cool. It's the only elite grade rocket launcher you can get, and it's rather expensive. You can find an unusual one of those, and a lot of people confuse them with Australians at a distance. Unfortunately, there's no shotguns or melee weapons for the soldier to fill it out. There is a pink grade, which is the next one down from elite. It's the Red Bear shotgun, if I remember correctly. But there's no elite grades, unfortunately. And I've gone for an all-class hat because there is no soldier-specific hat. I've gone for the Captain Cardbeard Cutthroat, which is this kind of piratey looking hat. This comes from the Gunmetal Cosmetics collection. Okay. It was one of the elite cosmetics from that. And again, I've gone for the Catastrophic Companions. And this time we've got 3 cats on top of the one shoulder for the soldier. There's a bit of a tongue twister there. We're going to go on to the PYRO now. Now the PYRO is quite interesting. You can actually have full cosmetic loadout. We've got the Rainbow Flamethrower though for the primary weapon. It's the only elite grade flamethrower and the only elite grade weapon that the PYRO can actually use. This came from the Pyroland collection, obviously, and it's this kind of rainbowy coloured flamethrower we've got here. Onto the cosmetics. Now, for the general hat, I went for the potassium bonnet, which is also from the Gunmetal Cosmetics collection. It's obviously the banana hat. It's one of the most sought after elite grade cosmetics in the game, and you can get unusual versions which are very, very expensive because it is an all-class hat and it's a banana on your head, which makes you look rather amusing. But we're looking at the other cosmetics. Now, I've chosen the Arthropods Aspect. Now, this came from the Gargoyle collection, which, like I said, is from the Halloween 2015. And this was the loadout I had when I made my original version of this video, but you can actually have another version. If we go to here, we can see here we've got the Combustible Cutie. Now, this is another Pyro specific, just like the Arthropods Aspect, which is Pyro specific. The Combustible Cutie is Pyro specific, and you can wear it, and it's this kind of mask. It comes from the Creepy Crawly collection, the most recent collection released for Halloween 2016. And as you can see, it makes the kind of balloonicorn face, and you can actually wear that with any of the other all-class hats because it is basically a mask. So yeah, the Pyro is actually spoiled for choice when it comes to cosmetics, and once again we can also have the Catastrophic Companions just to fill out that loadout and have the triple elite grade cosmetic loadout. And as you can see on the Pyro, we got one cat here, and one cat holding on to his leg down there. Moving on to the Demoman. Now, the Demoman's actually got two weapons that he can use that are elite grade. We've got the Rainbow Grenade Launcher, another one from the Pyroland collection. And we've also got the Liquid Asset. This is one of the original elite grade weapons. This came from the Powerhouse collection. And it's the only available elite grade weapon in that slot for the Demoman. So he has got, you know, the grenade launcher and the sticky bomb launcher. So that's not too bad for the Demoman. And for the loadouts, again, there's a lot of all class hats, but I've chosen for the Demoman because, you know, my original Demoman, he's golden, so I could kind of, you know, he deserves a crown because he's got a lot of gold, right? You know, kings have lots of gold. I've gone for the class crown, which comes from the recent update, Halloween 2016, from the Creepy Crawly collection, and it is an all-class hat. You can wear that with any of the classes if you want. I've just chosen to put it onto my Demoman, and again, we've got the Catastrophic Companions, which is just, you know, it's just that all-class misc, and you can, because the fact that it goes anywhere, you can wear it with any class. So we got one on the shoulder, one on the arm, and another one down on the leg there. We're going to move on to the Heavy now. Now, the Heavy has no items. It's the first one we've come across which actually has no elite grade items. That's really sad. He doesn't have a minigun, doesn't have anything in the secondary, so there's no elite grade weapons for the Heavy. He does, though, have a unique hat designed specifically for him. That's the Sucker Slug. It's not to be confused with the Tyrannus? I just call it the Brain Slug for the Pyro, one of the original hats for the Pyro. Not to be confused with that. This is from the Quarantined collection case. This was again from the Invasion update in 2015, and this is just for the Heavy. It's that Brain Slug that covers the entirety of the top of his head, as you can see. And again, the Catastrophic Companions just on top, and he's got them on his shoulders, on his arms, and his legs. But that's all that you can have for the Heavy. Moving on to Engineer, and Engineer, as always, is a little bit of a pickle. It doesn't have any specific hats or weapons for the Engineer, and because it's got that extra construction PDA slot, it does look very, very bare. We have got the Red Rock Roscoe. It's that pistol we saw earlier on the Scout. And we can also use it on the Engineer, obviously, because he can use the pistols as well. But there's no elite grade items elsewhere for the Engie. Moving on to the cosmetics, we're just using the Potassium Bonnet again. You can use any of the all-class items if you want. I've just chosen to go for another banana hat, and again, the Catastrophic Companions. So there isn't really anything unique for the Engineer. The Engineer, just like the Heavy, doesn't have any weapons, although the Heavy does have his own hat. The Engineer doesn't even have that. Moving on to the Medic, and the Medic also does have no elite grade items, which really, really surprised me, because when I went to Mediguns I thought there was going to be loads, but there are no elite grade items for the Medic at all. There's a lot of nice Mediguns, but there are none that are elite grade, so he's looking pretty bare on that side. And again, just like the Engineer, it doesn't have any specific hats for him, it's just the all-class ones. Again, I've gone for the Potassium Bonnet. We can change that. There is a plethora of different all-class we can use. We got the cutthroat, we got the bandana, we got the crown. We can use anything. It doesn't really matter, as they're all class, just like the companions. And there's two cats, and there's one just riding on his tailcoats there, right at the bottom. Moving on to the sniper. Now the sniper does have some stuff just for himself. He has one elite grade item, and that's the rainbow sniper rifle. Comes from the PYRO Land collection. It looks pretty nifty. I do like it. It's just like a solid kind of almost techno looking sniper rifle when you have it. Onto the hats. Now we've got the Corona Australis, which came from the Quarantine Collection case. Just like the Sucker Slug, which also comes from this, it is specific to just one class. It's specific just to the sniper. So the sniper does have his own elite grade hat, which is pretty cool. And I've just gone with the companions. There's two on his leg this time and one on the shoulder, but he doesn't have any other items. But he does have that hat that is specific to him. So that does make up for it a little bit, I feel. And last but not least, we're going on to the spy. Now the spy has 0 weapons that are elite grade. This really did surprise me. I was convinced. I thought there must be some sort of a revolver. I know there's loads of really pretty looking revolvers, but as you can see, there are no items elite grade for the spy, and there's no knives, there's no obviously there's no invis watches or sappers. There are no grades of those kind of items just yet. So the spy is looking rather bare when it comes to the weapons, but he does have his own hat. And from the Mayflower Cosmetics collection, we've got the Deadhead, which is this kind of skull mask, and I thought it just looked perfect to combine it with the Bedouin bandana, which we saw earlier on the Scout. They're both from the Mayflower Cosmetics collection. It's almost as if they were designed to be together, you know, because I think that just looks really cool. I don't know about you, but I think that just looks it's a really good loadout. I like it, and I'm starting to think I might try and make up some sort of loadout around this sort of theme. And I've gone for the Catastrophic Companions as well. That is, again, seen it on every class, just because it can fit on every slot, and he's just got all of the cats on his leg, one on his left leg, a couple on his right leg. So there we go, guys. I did delay this video slightly, like I said, just to see what kind of elite grade items would be coming out of the Halloween 2016 crates, and who knows, with Christmas coming up, maybe Valve will think it's a good idea to throw some elite grade items during the Christmas update, or maybe even during the PYRO update. Obviously there's this PYRO update coming up that is promising new balance changes and new sort of weapons and stuff for the PYRO, so maybe we'll see some elite grade stuff there. But basically that is every elite item in the game. There's no elite grade taunts. The only graded taunt is of course the Burst Chester, which is actually just the pink grade, which is the grade below elite. But that's it really, guys. Those are the only elite grade items in the game. Those are the biggest kind of loadouts you can do. I will be trying to do loadouts with the other grades. That has been suggested, and I think that's really cool. I'm going to try to make, you know, solid color. So we're moving on to probably the pink grade next. So we'll have a look at those in the future. But I hope you like this video, guys. I hope you like the direction the series is going in. Thank you for all the suggestions. They're always welcome in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.